Praise the Lord. I thank God for this beautiful Sunday morning that God has given in our life to praise Him. I thank God for this great opportunity that God has given in my life to share you from the Word of God. I am not a great preacher. I always like to listen others' messages. But today I like to share some thoughts from the Bible. As this is a Sunday school common class, my message mainly focus on Sunday school children and youths. For that, I would like to read a verse from the Bible, Proverbs chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not turn from it. This is a famous verse. We had lot of messages from it. Some of you may know it by heart. I remember my past days. I was born and brought up in a Pentecostal family. When I was young, I regularly attended church meetings, Sunday school, vacation Bible school. Our some pastor's father, who was ministered in our church for a certain period of time. I had good old days. On one of the vacation Bible school common class, a preacher who came there and preached the same verse from the Bible, and this verse really touched my heart and helped me to guide in the right path. As we all know, Proverbs was written by King Solomon. Solomon was a great king. He was the last king of United Israel. Solomon was well known for his wealth and wisdom. One day, God asked him what he wanted most in his life. Solomon replied he wanted wisdom. Wisdom to govern his people. Wisdom to discern good and evil. Now, think about this. If God appeared before you and asked you what you wanted most in your life, what would be your reply? Do you reply that you want the latest mobile phone? Or do you reply you want the latest game downloaded in your computer? Or do you reply you want a dancing Tesla car? Or you say you want spiritual gifts? Or you say you want to know the will of God in your life? What would be your reply? Here, Solomon replied he wanted wisdom. He didn't ask for anything else. That was a good reply. Now, come back to the verse. It says, train up a child in the way he should go. When you look on this verse, you can see there is a way that child should go. And there is another way as well. That's a way child likes to go. What does it mean? The way that child should go. That means children must grow in spiritual discipline. Spiritual discipline is essential to build up a good character. Spiritual discipline helps a child to build the character. Does God give any importance to our character, or God just wants us to worship Him only? Giving answer to these questions is the main part of my message. We all know about the story of Cain and Abel. They were the sons of Adam and Eve. Cain was the elder son and Abel was younger son. Cain was a farmer. Abel was a shepherd. He got a flock of sheep. One day, they both came to give offering to God. They both came with the things that they got from the work. Cain came with fruits from the soil, and Abel brought a fat portion of firstborn sheep from his flock. But God didn't happy with Cain and his offering. God pleased with Abel and his offering. Do you know the reason why? Does God showed any favoritism here? Or God likes animal as an offering? Or God doesn't like fruit as offering? What was the reason behind it? If you read carefully, Genesis chapter 4 verse 4, we can find the answer for this question. And the Lord had regard for Abel and for his offering, but to Cain and his offering he had no respect. We can see here, God didn't look their offerings first. God did look Cain and Abel first. When he looked Cain, he was not a person of a good character. He didn't lead a disciplined life. But when God looked Abel, he was a person of good character. He led a disciplined life. So God pleased with Abel and his offering. In other words, we can say the same incident like this. Both Cain and Abel woke up early in Sunday morning and they dressed up well and ready, and they went to the church and they started to worship the God. But God didn't look their worship first. Instead, God looked Cain and Abel first, and God pleased with Abel and his worship. In the later portion of this chapter, we can see Cain became angry with Abel. Instead, he should have been happy with Abel. Even though God didn't please with Cain and his offering, he should be happy with Abel, because God was pleased Abel and his offering. But Cain felt jealous about it and he killed Abel. See what sort of character Cain had. God knows his character well. That was the reason why God didn't please with Cain. Think about this. Are we happy with others' success? If one of your friend or your colleague get a better position or get better marks than you got, do you really happy with them, or do you feel jealous about it? So be careful. When you come before God, God looks us first. God looks our life in the past 6 days. Did we please God with our life? Nowadays, sadly I say, most of the Christians think that they can please God with Sunday worship only. or just doing the things inside the church. Our God doesn't please with that alone. He expects us a good character and a disciplined life from us. The character formation happens in the younger stages of our life. It doesn't happen in a single day. It's an outcome of continuous practice. Now, we come to the second part of our verse. It says, when he is old, he will not turn from it. That means, whatever you practice in your childhood days will continue until you become old. So, whatever things you do in your childhood days plays an important role in your entire life. So when we are young, you may not think about that. You like to utilize your time maximum in your own ways. But you think that you can lead a good life in the later stages of your life. It is possible, but it may not always happen. Sometimes some people say like this, they don't like to tell lies, but they tell lies. They cannot control not to tell lies. That means in the younger stages of their life, they didn't practice not to tell lies. Proverbs 22 verse 6 is a message for parents as well. Parents need to guide their children in the right path. Only good parents can guide their children in the right path. Thankfully, you all are born and brought up in good families. So, your parents can guide you in the right path. You just need to obey what your parents say. As a child, you may have doubt. How do I know the right and wrong things? How do I discern good and evil things? We can see answer for these questions in Psalms 119 verse 9. It says, how can a young man keep his life pure? By living according to your word. To lead a life according to Bible, you need to read Bible regularly and obey the commandments and practice in your own life. And pray to God for His guidance. Then only you can lead a life that God expects from you. You know, God only use individuals that who live according to the will of God. Nowadays, it is more difficult to live a good life. Our society might have influence on that, but do not conform to the patterns of this world. We need to love the people surrounding us, but we do not adopt the system of this world. I would like to read a verse from the Bible, Psalms chapter 1 verse 1 and 2. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the ways of sinners, or sit in the seat of the mockers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. Our friends and colleagues can have profound influence on us. If we keep on friendship with those who mock what God considers important, we might be sin by becoming indifferent to God's will. Do your friends build up your faith or do they tear it down? True friends help you to draw closer to God. Sometimes your friends might not be a physical person. It can be any gadgets that you use like mobile phones, TV, computer, or it can be a social media. Sometimes it can be act like mockers. So be careful about that. Keep away from the things that draw you away from God. You can learn how to follow God by meditating on His Word. Meditating means spending time reading and thinking about what you have read. It means asking yourself how you should change so you are living as God wants. You know, these are the end days. End days, people become money lovers. People love themselves only. In end days, wickedness increase. You know what Bible says about end days? End days are like the days of Noah and Lot. You know what was the specialty of the days Noah and Lot? It was wickedness. But Noah found grace in the sight of the Lord. He was the only righteous person lived in that period of time. That shows we can still live a good life even though people in our surrounding are wicked. Also we can see Daniel and his friends. They were captured by king of Babylon and they were captive in the city of Babylon. But Daniel determined in his mind that not to defile himself with the royal food and wine. Do you determine in your mind that do not defile yourself with the pleasures of this world? I hope you all got my message. I just want to recap the main points I said. First, we need to have a good character in order to please God. Character formation happens at the younger stages of the life. Parents should be responsible to lead a child in the right path. Children need to read the Bible regularly and meditate it and obey the commandments and live according to it and pray to God for guidance. And be careful about choosing your friends. Keep away from the things that draw you away from God. Even though people surrounding are wicked, but you can still lead a good life. May God bless you all and lead you in the right path. Thank you.